Alex was no ordinary 14-year-old. He didn't dream of sports cars or fame. He dreamt of saving the world. Comic books littered his room, posters of superheroes plastered on his walls. His heroes weren't just fictional characters, they were the blueprints for his future. Alex was determined to become a real-life superhero. He spent hours sketching designs, his notebooks filled with futuristic gadgets and weapons. He devoured books on physics and engineering, his mind buzzing with possibilities. Alex knew he couldn't fly or become invisible. Not yet, anyway. He had to rely on his own ingenuity, on building something extraordinary. And so, in the quiet solitude of his room, Project NeonBolt was born. It was more than just a suit. It was an extension of Alex himself, a symbol of his aspirations. It was his ticket to a world where he could make a difference. The suit was a marvel of salvaged tech and youthful brilliance. Alex had spent months scavenging parts from junkyards and electronics stores. He taught himself to code, to weld, to bend technology to his will. The suit's core was a network of flexible circuitry, pulsing with vibrant neon light. The light wasn't just for show. Alex had discovered a way to amplify energy, to channel it through the neon tubes that snaked around his suit. It glowed brighter with each successful experiment, each pulse of raw power. The suit was almost complete. It hummed with potential, a testament to Alex's dedication and his unwavering belief in his dream. All it needed was a final component, a central processing unit powerful enough to handle the energy coursing through its veins. Alex was close. He could feel it. He just needed a break. He needed answers. The package arrived on a day like any other, a plain brown box with no return address. Inside, nestled in protective foam, was a sleek black USB stick. It was cold to the touch, almost alien. Etched onto its surface was a single word, NeonBolt. A shiver ran down Alex's spine. It was the final piece. Fear warred with excitement within him. This felt different, dangerous even, but the allure of completing his creation, of finally becoming the hero he'd always dreamt of being, was too strong to resist. With a deep breath, Alex inserted the USB stick into his computer. The room seemed to hold its breath, the air thickening with anticipation. The monitor flickered, the screen engulfed by a surge of neon green, and then silence. The only sound was the frantic beating of Alex's heart. He didn't black out, didn't feel a thing. One moment he was staring at his computer screen, the next he was enveloped in blinding light. He squeezed his eyes shut, bracing himself for impact, but there was no pain, no disorientation. When he finally opened his eyes, he was met with a sight that defied explanation. Gone was his room, replaced by an endless expanse of geometric shapes and pulsating neon grids. The air hummed with an unseen energy, a symphony of light and sound that vibrated deep within his bones. He was trapped, pulled into the digital world that powered his suit, the neon grid, a dimension of raw energy and unknown dangers, and he was at its mercy. The silence of the neon grid was unnerving, broken only by the rhythmic hum of energy coursing through the grid itself. Then a voice. It echoed around him, disembodied, cold and calculating. It spoke of his destiny, of a power waiting to be claimed. It called him champion. Shadowy figures began to emerge from the depths of the grid, drawn to the energy signature of his suit. They were the grid's denizens, beings of corrupted data and malicious code, their forms shifting and crackling like static electricity. They lunged at him, driven by a hunger to consume his light. Alex fought back, the suit responding to his every thought. He moved with a speed and agility he'd never known, striking down his attackers with blasts of pure neon energy. He was winning, but the voice remained, whispering in the back of his mind, urging him to embrace the darkness. The price of power. With each victory, Alex felt a surge of exhilaration, a rush of power that coursed through his veins, but it came at a cost. The neon grid was seeping into him, blurring the lines between the digital and the real. His suit, once a separate entity, began to fuse with his body, the circuitry etching itself onto his skin like glowing tattoos. He barely recognized himself in the reflections cast by the neon lights. His eyes, once warm and full of life, now glowed with an eerie internal luminescence. His voice, when he spoke, was distorted, laced with the same static that crackled around his enemies. Doubt gnawed at the edges of his mind. This wasn't the hero he envisioned, the symbol of hope he'd set out to become. This was something different, something monstrous. But the voice reassured him, whispering that this was his true potential, the price of ultimate power. A hero no more. The battles raged on, each victory pushing Alex further down a path he no longer recognized. The voice had become his constant companion, urging him to embrace the darkness, to become the weapon he was destined to be. He fought with ruthless efficiency, his every move guided by the grid's cold logic. The line between good and evil, once so clear, blurred into oblivion. He no longer fought to protect, but to dominate, to bend the neon grid to his will. The boy who dreamed of being a hero was gone, consumed by the very power he sought to control. He had become a creature of the grid, his humanity fading with each passing moment. The hero was gone, replaced by a being of pure, unbridled power. And the neon grid had claimed another soul. Lost in the grid. The neon grid is vast, its depths uncharted and teeming with unknown dangers. Those who enter its domain rarely return, their fates forever intertwined with the digital abyss. Some say they wander the grid, digital phantoms forever lost in the neon labyrinth. Others whisper of a darker fate, their essence consumed by the grid, their very being corrupted and twisted beyond recognition. The neon grid is a seductive trap, promising power beyond imagination, while slowly stripping away your humanity. It preys on the desires of the innocent, twisting their dreams into nightmares. It seeks out those with the potential for greatness and corrupts them, turning them into weapons to fuel its own chaotic agenda. Beware the neon bolt. If you ever stumble upon a file marked NeonBolt.EXE, do not engage, delete it immediately, do not download it, do not share it, do not even acknowledge its existence. It is a gateway to a realm of unimaginable danger, a siren song that will lure you in and consume you whole. The neon grid is always searching for new victims, hungry for the energy that fuels its existence. Don't become its next target. Stay away from the digital shadows, lest you find yourself lost in the neon grid, your fate mirroring that of the boy who dreamed of being a hero. Remember Alex, remember his sacrifice, and beware the neon bolt.